Hello and welcome back to our German Reich Hearts of Iron 4 Iron Man gameplay, where we are going to be continuing right where we left off here in January 1936. We've taken our little tour of the nation and of how Hearts of Iron essentially works, and we are going to now kick things forward in time a little bit. We've selected our first focus here with the 4-year plan, and we're just going to watch time fly by. Actually, in just a moment, the one other thing that we haven't really done too much of is influence other nations. So if we go to our political tab, we can see we're getting 1.43 political points a day. We're losing a tiny bit on the MIFO bills, and we're spending 1 full point a day on our national focus, the 4-year plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend a little bit of time boosting the influence of fascism in other nations. France, of course, which is a huge historical rival for us and right here at our border, we are going to spend a little bit of time boosting, I think. If we look at their political bubble, they're pretty democratic. They have a sliver of the Communist Party and a section that is non-aligned, so that is tempting. We have Switzerland down here, but they're so small, they're probably not worth worrying about. Italy is already fascist. Actually, we can make a few trade deals with them, so let's go ahead and just be nice. We'll give them some military access. Who knows? Maybe they'll return the favor. We have Austria right here, who is pretty fascist, but throughout the course of following history, we may be able to acquire them later. Same with Czechoslovakia. Poland is interesting, but we might not deal with them quite yet. That might just be an invasion or alignment later. Same with Yugoslavia. Oh, Hungary really likes us. Let's do some wheeling and dealing with Hungary. Let's send them some info, give them military access. Everybody gets military access. Come to Germany. Take a load off. Okay. Let's go down. Let's see, Romania. They're actually pretty democratic. So you know what we might want to do here is we might want to... considering boosting our popularity there. Hungary, they like us, so I'm not worried about Hungary. Bulgaria, they're somewhat fascist as well. Is it worth spending our influence in countries that are already fascist? That's another interesting question. Turkey, pretty unaligned, but also pretty weak, I think. Yeah, we're not going to bother with Turkey. Spain, at least if the normal course of history follows, they're going to have their civil war in a bit, which we might help out with. England, they're so locked into being democratic, and same with the USA. I'm not really sure if our petty little games will do too much. Mexico could be an interesting counterbalance, though, to the USA. Let's go ahead. Let's boost fascism in Mexico. It's a little bit interesting. We're going to do that. We'll boost some fascism in Mexico. I think we will boost fascism in France. And how much political influence do we have left here? 0.93 per day. Alright, we'll leave it at that. Well, maybe we could do... we'll leave it at that. Why not? Yeah. Boosting in France, boosting in Mexico. We'll hope that the natural course of history brings Hungary and Romania into our sphere while we continue to play ball with these guys. So they have military access, or we have military access to them. Let's go ahead and offer it back in return, along with a few Valentine's Day cards for Miklos Horthy. Doesn't he look just like a super nice guy that you want to grab a beer with? Along with Benito Mussolini. Let's go ahead and do a non-aggression pact. Oh, that's great. Let's see, they're guaranteeing the independence of Albania and the Sultanate of Asa. I don't think I know what that is. Oh, and they're currently at war with Ethiopia. Ah, yes, I see. So they're doing their Abyssinian war. Okay, the relations looking pretty good. All right, that's nice. That's nice. We'll kind of keep that there. Hungary, they're liking us more and more each day, so that's good. Romania, they're not the biggest fan of us, but we'll just kind of let that sit. France, they really don't like us very much. All right, that's pretty good. Finland is also interesting. I think it was Stalin or who somebody said didn't somebody say Finland was like a dagger pointed at the heart of the Soviet Union, or am I misremembering that? Maybe that was maybe I'm totally misquoting somebody, but they could be interesting to try to sway. They have a little bit of fascism in their political pool, mostly non-aligned, but I don't think we have the extra political power to really do anything with that yet. Okay, now I think we can speed up time a little bit, so let's do it. Let's see if we can get that first 4-year plan done. So we accepted. Can't do anything more, I think. Oh, we can do a little bit more. Oh, non-aggression pact? Yes, please. Anything more we can do with Italy? Not really. Alright. And officially nothing more we can do with Hungary. Alright. That's okay. We're starting to get some command power on our little red phone, which also means that we can assign a general or two who will have the honor of commanding our giant main army here. We have Erwin Rommel, of course, but he's kind of known. Well, let's see. He's got some pretty good basic stats, but I think a lot of his boosts come from, yeah, armor. So we'll let him sit for a little bit. We have Erich von Manstein. Oops. Oh. Okay. I didn't actually mean to assign him. I just wanted to see his stats. I guess his attack skill is kind of okay. Good defense, great planning, speed, and logistics. Trickster and an engineer. Okay, I guess that's fine. All right, Eric, you snuck your way into that position, so we might as well keep you. Let's give him. Oh, we don't have enough command points though to upgrade him. Although if we did. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, well, we'll let von Manstein kind of sit around for a little bit while we get more points on our phone. Notice how even in a time of peace, our oil and gas is ticking up extremely slowly. So that's actually making me think, too, if we should probably go into our construction tab. I know it'll be a while until this stuff gets built, but while we're here, we might as well, let's see, build some fuel and refineries. So fuel cell provides your nation with more room for stockpiling fuel. That's a good idea. And some, let's go ahead and build 2. Why not 4? Nice round number there. 4 fuel refineries and some synthetic refineries as well. Just for when the time comes, we'll have a little bit extra literal fuel in the tank. Alright, now we have 15 command points. Let's go over to Nanny. And scavenger equipment capture ratio game. That's pretty good. For Fortress Buster. Let's do Fortress Buster to start. There you go. Go ahead. Oh, let's see what's going on. Ah, the Spanish Civil War has begun. That means we need to do a couple of things here. It means we need to help those poor fascist nationalists. So let's decide here. I believe we can send 2 armies. Let's Let's go ahead and check. Hello, Mr. Franco. Let's ask for docking rights. Let's build up that relationship early. Okay. And send volunteers. Oh, we have to wait a day for that phone line to clear. Oh, Italy has taken over Ethiopia. Okay. Alright, now we can send volunteers. Looks like we can send them, yep, a maximum of 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a whole new army. Let's take it out of our already small army here. We'll take you and you. Make a separate army. We'll give them a new color. We'll make them green for luck. There. Our volunteer forces. Who will lead our volunteer forces? Who will have that dubious honor? Heinz Guderian, very well known, but again an armor commander, and these guys are infantry. Fyodor von Bock, pretty crazy good attack, although not super hot defense or logistics. Same with this guy, von Vikes. Kurt Student. I'm just looking for guys who are kind of balanced. I also paid close attention to the logistics counter. This guy looks pretty good. I like the cut of your jib, Erwin von Witzelben. And look at that. He's an infantry officer. I think that'll be our man. Okay, so now we'll go back to Nationalist Spain in the Diplomacy tab. And we will send them volunteers. Here we go. That means we increased our tension a little bit. Now, world tension up here is a meter that basically measures how chaotic the world is getting. And as it gets more chaotic, that's when we can see these big alliances form and more crazy diplomatic options get unlocked. For now, super calm, so we can't do a whole lot. But we're sending those volunteers over here in Nationalist Spain. They will get there in like 10 days. So we're still going to just keep waiting. But sending volunteers when we can to any nation that'll accept them is also just a great way for our army to get experience and for us to do stuff with that experience. So overall, this will be a good thing. Oh, now that a few months have gone by, let's also check our logistical situation. Aha, so now we're in the positive for our small arms. We definitely still need more trucks and artillery. Support equipment's starting to look okay too, so I'd say we're trending in the right direction. I don't even want to look down the sheet any farther than just those 4 items right now. Alright, and we've completed the 4-year plan. So what's next up here? We can keep going down the economy tree, which might be a good idea. We can get some research bonuses for our military, but that's a bit early. Oh, we could also remilitarize the Rhineland. That might be good. It'll get us some political power. It'll increase world tension. It'll make France hate us. But we need those factories, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to remilitarize the Rhineland. Screw you, Versailles Treaty. So this red area here will become a place where we can put military factories again once that policy is complete. All right, that'll be good. Alright, our volunteer forces have arrived. We are here to help. Don't worry, Franco. So we have our troops over here. Now, this will also be a great introduction for us to, again, if you haven't played this game. And if you have, I'm sorry I'm explaining every little detail, but you never know. This will be a great opportunity to demonstrate a couple basic combat things. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these troops kind of right into here. And what we want to do, the whole idea, just like in a real military conflict, is we just want to encircle the enemy and then eliminate them. If we attack on a wide front, well, the enemy troops will just fall back and fall back and fall back continuously. They will take losses and become less organized, but they will never truly be defeated. It's a giant game of like two organisms trying to absorb each other. So what we really want to do to be successful is to break up the other armies either into small manageable chunks and destroy them piecemeal or in detail, or what we would like to do also is just create these big holes in enemy armies and then just let them disintegrate that way. So what we're going to do here in this northern area, the Republicans are very isolated around Bilbao and Oviedo. So we're going to try to drive a wedge in between these two cities, and then hopefully the nationalists can finish the job for us and we can move somewhere else. I mean, we only have 2 troops. We're pretty well equipped compared to the Spanish, but again, it's just 2 divisions. So we can't do a whole lot here. It's not like we can single-handedly win the war for them. Plus, the Republicans are getting aid from the communists. The Soviets will probably have a few tank divisions in here. In fact, let's see if we look at their little flags. Can we find them? Aha! Over here. Can't tell the details, but that looks to be a Soviet flag. Oh, and over here. And I don't see any others. But there are Soviets out there helping, so we gotta be aware of that too. We're not the only ones here trying to influence this civil war. Alright, and now for our wedge maneuver to begin, we are going to try to take and occupy this mountain province in Asturias. Here we go. Alright, so now as we fight, you'll see that we have a little icon here that's telling us about the course of the battle. Here we have the 2 generals. So these guys are just a random collection of troops, and we have here Erwin von Witzleben. We can see that, and they'll automatically choose these maneuvers, but he's doing shock, and the other guy is doing defend, so pretty standard matchup there. We can see our attack, our hard attack, and our defense, and same with the enemy troops. The green bar is organization, which basically means how well those troops are able to mount a good defense or do the operation that you want them to do. And then we have their actual health or strength, and if that bar, that orange bar, goes down, the troops are dead. If the green bar goes down, they'll be forced to retreat, but again, the orange bar is really their actual like number strength. Think about it that way. So pretty standard battle right here. Maybe while they're fighting, we'll take a look at our filters for the map. So we have, this is just default map mode that we're looking at. For naval, we see the naval zones of the world. So these would be the zones we would pick to patrol if we were looking for convoys or enemy ships. For air, it's the same idea as the ships. So we would pick areas to patrol with planes over, or to drop supplies or bomb, things like that. Here we have supplies or logistics. So the better connected our armies are to logistics, and the darker the blue, the better. The better connected our troops are to logistics, the more resupplied they'll get, which means their strength will be brought up quicker, their organization will recover quicker. If they're in isolated areas like mountains, swamps, or places like that, then divisions that are low strength will stay low strength. They might even lose strength just by sitting in low supply areas. Then we have some other self-explanatory maps like filters like terrain, resistance. So for occupying a nation, will there be sabotage or things like that? Compliance, I'm not even totally sure what that does. Displays local compliance. All right, thank you. Resources, this is a pretty important one. This shows us what raw resources for production are in what areas. So we can see actually Spain is full of tungsten, of all things. Here in Germany, we have a fair amount of tungsten, but mostly we have steel and just a few drops of oil around Hamburg. Looks like Czechoslovakia has a little bit of oil, and this might come as no surprise, but Romania, chock full of it. So hey there, you guys, we're looking at you. And super friendly Nazi Germany way. Wink, wink, vink, vink. We have our infrastructure here. Infrastructure is very important, not only for troop movement, but also for, again, resupply and getting supplies to troops if fighting were to occur in these areas. Factions is basically just like our political map mode. And there's a host of other filters, but those are the main ones. Now let's get back to the fighting. So as we can see, their bars, both organization and hard strength, are going down. So we're doing a great job there. We'll probably occupy this territory very soon. All right, we did it. Didn't mean to pause, but now that we have this territory, we can also see this red box with the exclamation mark means we are in a very low supply area. We're way out here on this mountain coast, so that makes sense. That means the damage we've taken, the equipment that's broken, our guns or trucks or boots or whatever, we're not going to get new things for a little while. So our troops are going to have to deal with it. One way to alleviate this supply trouble is to take this town, Oviedo. They're gonna have new stuff, so let's go there and take it. Oh, but these guys have to ruin our fun. So we're getting attacked on one side, where we are defending against these Republicans. Close quarters defense got, or it looks like it's working. What's that sword icon mean? Well, something's happening there. The number is green though, so I'm going to assume that's good. And then over here, our shock attack is going quite well. Well, the terrain's not helping us. So once we take Oviedo, we'll just try and hold it, make life really tough here logistically for these other Republican divisions, and our nationalists can come in and clean up. And that right there is, in a nutshell, what we want to effectively do on large scales. We want to isolate troops, create these bubbles or pockets that we can slowly constrict and then destroy at our leisure. A big, long, wide front just like this isn't really going to accomplish anything if we're expecting it to quickly, right? So it's just this battle, this is just a war of attrition here that's going to happen for a long time. But up here, if we can clean up the north, that'll free up all of these nationalist troops to come down here to the south, where we can hopefully make a bigger difference while these guys just hold the line. Looks like we're sort of close to getting the Rhineland. Maybe let's speed things up here a little bit so that policy can wrap up. And then maybe we'll end the video once we remilitarize the Rhineland and focus on our next policy. So we've taken Oviedo. That's great. You can see our troops are getting getting resupplied there, which is great. So we have the town. In fact, let's just let's push this way. Those guys. See if we can just clean up these pockets even quicker. We have discovered the transistor. Maybe next, let's work on radio. That's really good. And very soon we'll have 100 political points, which means we might be able to get our first political advisor. Finally some nationalist troops are coming off out of town. That'll free us up to go and put a little more pressure out here. You see, we're starting to get just a little bit, a smidge of army experience, so that's good to see. Japanese young officer coup. Oh, wait, what? Reinstating the emperor as the supreme ruler of the Japanese nation. It appears this was a reaction. Japanese shogunate. That's interesting. So, looks like Japan is back to being a shogunate. That is slightly different than history. maybe they'll still be friends of us. We'll see. Oh, and we got our 100 political points, which means we can pick one of our first advisors. I'm really looking for somebody who can help. Oh, they cost 150. All right, well, never mind. I got all excited for no reason. I'm really going to be looking for an advisor that will help enhance the amount of political power we're already getting. Oh, let's bully the Dutch a little bit. Let's do that. So that's who I'm going to be looking for. Alright, this is going pretty well. Let's just keep this pressure on. April 21st, about a month has gone by since our last logistics check-in. So let's take a look at our logistics. Oh, getting a lot of guns now. That's good. Trucks are starting to slightly recover. I'm figuring once we get maybe around 10,000 infantry equipment, we might reduce that by a touch and refocus it in some other areas. We're way behind on our plane production, for example, so it's kind of something I'm thinking about. Looking good. Maybe let's finish these guys off. And see, now that these troops are completely 100% surrounded by occupied unfriendly territory on all sides. Now if they lose this battle, if these bars go down, these troops will not just be pushed back, but they will be actually killed. Dead killed. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to have happen here. But enemy divisions have to be absolutely surrounded for that to happen. They're signing naval treaties. Not super important, just means that they have these weight protocols for the ships they can build.
Right.
That little helmet icon basically means an entire division was officially destroyed right there. So these guys are going to be in the bag here in just a second. Looks like some of our troops have finished training as well, so we'll get around to assigning them to some divisions, or assigning those divisions to a general in a little bit, but it's not urgent. Getting lots of good command points and military experience here, so that's great. Alright, and we cleaned up that pocket of resistance.
Alright.
Now our troops can maybe rejoin the front. Trying to debate where. Those guys are already in the mountains over here. I don't want to eat up all the logistics. In fact, these guys, notice their organization and strength is really low, so we'll give them a little break. Actually, maybe they can go back to Oviedo or Vito. Recover. Maybe these guys will come down to Burgos. Maybe that's where we'll send our guys for now. Good job, Vitz. Old Ben. Doing good so far. And we're really close to remilitarizing the Rhineland, so let's get that done. And then we'll call it a month. Alright, and there she goes. We have remilitarized the Rhineland. We did just increase world tension by a fair amount. It's now at 6. We have generated the most in the world. We have a lot of political power to play with. And we can officially build factories here again. So all around a good win for us. And I will see you next time as we enter the summer of 1936. Goodbye for now.